Hello. I've just sent out a subscriber alert, but I thought I should follow it up with a Groot Report to make sure that you were aware of some very important legislative changes. One is to the Succession Act, which has the effect of bringing de facto relationships into full alignment with traditional marriage relationships, and that flows through in a couple of ways. The first is that if a de facto relationship ends, then the de facto partner, named under a will for example, would be treated in the same way as a divorce on a normal spouse, lawful spouse, and that is that any provision for that former de facto partner is revoked, as is their appointment as executor and the other implications that flow as they currently do for a divorce situation. The other area is that a child of one of the parties to a de facto relationship is now clearly the stepchild of the other party to the de facto relationship, and accordingly can bring family provision claims or a family provision claim in the event that the death of the step de facto partner or parent dies. Of course, as with other relationships, it must be on foot at the date of death of either of the parties to the relationship, and it's then unaffected by subsequent repartnering or whatever of the survivor of the parties to the de facto relationship. I think they're important changes, and I thought I would just highlight them to you, but they are in the subscriber alert, as I alluded to earlier. The other area involves an amendment to the foreign resident capital gains tax withholding regime. You might recall that that got a lot of airplay last year in particular, and is now a feature of the landscape. But what they have done is made or proposed two significant changes to apply to transactions entered into on or after the 1st of July of this year, 2017. The first is that the market value of the transaction has been reduced from $2 million to $750,000 as a relevant transaction that requires the withholding tax regime to apply to it, and the amount withheld has been increased from 10% to 12.5%. It therefore affects residents and non-residents who are selling property, and also executors too, who are selling property. So I just think it's a matter that you should be aware of, so that where it's relevant, it can be considered and appropriate action taken. Thank you.